Hello everyone, my name is Zun, and today I'm going to talk about the relationship between K-pop and its audiences in terms of hybridity, globalization, and transnational proximity. In the study of Asian media in transition, it is crucial to analyze contemporary Korean popular music, or K-pop, which has become prevalent globally. In the past, media flow is usually one directional from West to the rest of the world in a globalization context. Asian media were considered peripheral to global audiences as they find it hard to relate to Asian popular cultures. Although there are still some limitations to the extent on how K-pop can penetrate into the hearts of the global audiences, it has evolved into hybridized culture by adopting the universal themes, which allow global audiences to feel closer transnationally, which enables multi-directional globalization. I'm gonna look into one of the most recent songs called Spot by Zico and Jennie from Blackpink, the globally famous K-pop group. It was just recently released on 26th of April 2024. I choose this song because it is capable of representing feelings and experiences that every youth can relate to from all around the world, and half of the song was written in English. I believe this song serves as a great example on the concepts I want to discuss today on how hybridity in K-pop transcends national boundaries in order to penetrate globally. Hybridity is defined as the mixing together of different cultural elements to create new meanings and identities. As a result, hybrids destabilize and blur cultural boundaries. Hybridization in K-pop involves forming unique combinations of Korean elements with globalization influences such as styles and lyric of music from the West. Specifically, cultural hybridization emphasizes the adaptation and active articulation of global process with local or regional norms, customs, needs, and traditions. And now I'm going to talk more about globalization. It refers to increasing multi-directional economic, social, cultural, and political global connections across the world and our awareness of them. Globalization is associated with the institutions of modernity and time-space compression, or the shrinking world. Another way to define globalization is that it is a term which denotes increasing interactivity and exchange and the collapse of the barriers of distance and ideology, which have previously served to frustrate the triumph of a universal capitalist order. For instance, prior to Korean Wave, only the music from the West, mainly the US, were prevalent globally, since globalization is dictated by Western hegemony. In the contemporary world, Korean popular culture has taken active part in globalization and allowed two-way cultural flow instead of just consuming those from the West. In contrast to globalization, the term transnational refers to cultural practices that takes place across national boundaries. Unlike cultural proximity, which focuses on linguistic and cultural similarities within the same region, transnational proximity focuses on the universal uniqueness that people, especially youths, globally share common social cultural practices. Spot aims to transcend cultural barriers by including globally relatable elements such as going out with friends and encouraging to dress casually to keep it authentic without trying too hard. The elements in the music video, such as the lively atmosphere and the genre hip hop, are culturally dominant and universally recognized by global youths. Thus, Korean culture producers reconstruct universality in transnational proximity, which is translated internationally, where global audiences can relate among each other as they're facing similar experiences. According to the study by Yeon, majority of audiences perceive K-pop as a hybrid. In fact, hybridity is one of the main reasons how Korean popular culture captures global attention. Cultural heterogeneity between global and the local can be established through hybrid nature of K-pop in a globalization discourse. Moreover, hybridization allows local cultures to be preserved since the globalization process is based on local culture and local interpretations. Thus, the hybrid culture is more heterogeneous, resistant, diverse, and democratic than cultures of the Western states. However, Spot could potentially be criticized in terms of authenticity as it heavily uses mainstream American hip hop style. The song blends in with the contemporary modern lifestyle, which shows not much evidence of resisting the norms of Western music, and this could lead to cultural homogenization, where Western culture dominates and influences the local music without much room for variation. It is also questionable whether Spot has successfully implemented a new creative culture, also known as a third space, one which is free from American influence. On one hand, globalizing Korean-oriented music into hybrid K-pop repels some nationalist South Korean-based fans who disapproves transnational diffusion of K-pop. On the other hand, global mainstream media criticizes K-pop of unoriginality. Hybridization poses some threats as Korean culture is melting away since K-pop is hybridized and adapted according to the Western systems. In particular, Spot is influenced by the West as it uses the same creation process as an American hip-hop music, and thus it becomes questionable whether or not it successfully created a new creative culture or a third space. Now I'm going to talk about how hybridity in K-pop helps with globalization process with transnational proximity. K-pop with elements of universal global themes allow audiences to form an inclusive community. This supports cultural heterogeneity, as non-Korean fans can now reimagine cultural flows as multi-directional, not just from Western-oriented process of globalization. Fans all over the world participate actively in the original K-pop text, such as recreating cover dances and songs. The English mixing in the lyric is attractive to audiences globally, as English lets audiences to understand the music and also allows them to sing along. Hybridity and English mixing in the song allow the Korean youth to construct an identity, connect with each other. For example, redefining their identity as not exotic from Asia, but can be relatable globally and represent a discourse of resistance and reject the norms of the older generations. Like in the music video, they are open to adopting modern lifestyle, which might not be the case in older generations of K-pop. Furthermore, English mixing in the song Spots flows smoother as it opens up to more possibilities of rhymes from two languages. As you can see from the video, Spot manages to transcend globally through the concept of transnational proximity, where going out and having fun with friends is a universal concept which is portrayed in the song lyrics and the style of the music video from a local cultural field. No matter where they are, young people can relate to this and not consider the elements in Spot as foreign, and this is one way to establish multi-directional globalization. Here are my references. Thank you for your time.